whatever it's called. So, I think my crafters are done. In the next few minutes, while I'm running through the crafters, how about making a short overview of the first weeks of Shadow of Revan? It's the end of the 4th week, including the early access, if I'm not mistaken. That's plenty of time for me and probably most of you, not all, to experience as much as you can. I finally did some hard mode flashpoints, so I have covered everything in my personal experience. Hey Fatback, sorry mate, I for some reason missed your greeting if you're still around. Just looking through the chat. Alright, let's start with PvE. You guys I would like to encourage you to share all opinions. This will, if I make it good, this will go on YouTube as a personal video log or something. Let's start with the content. I'm amazed how less content they're producing with each expansion. The 2 different stories of Makeb was fun and entertaining, especially the Imperial one. That was very good designed and very nice dialogue cutscenes. Animations were good. In this one, what do we have? One unique story for all the classes. I haven't played my Imperials yet, but all my Republics do absolutely the same. The lines are always the same. It's just the tones of the voiceover actors are different, but the lines in the dialogues are always the same. That's depressing. I've gone through the story 3-4 times. I forget. That's more than enough to get an impression. There was a lot of bugs. There was the stupid lag. The lag was way worse than last year when we had Rise of the Hood Cartel. I don't know why. Maybe the servers are growing old. Probably the population is bigger this time for Shadow of Revan. It is obvious, yes. When you include Revan in the middle of your title, whatever it is, expansion, free update, new game, everybody will just rush there and check it out, at least for a few days, weeks, months, depending on what exactly you find inside. The solo quest, the specific quests on Rishi, I must say, are a total disappointment. They're fun, but advertising them as specific class quests, that was funny. The Scoundrel quest I did yesterday was 5 minutes long. I just edited the video, and when I cut out the walking from point A to point B, we get a quest for 5 minutes. Come on. We've done normal quests for half an hour in the long forgotten past on the low level planets. Refurbishing Revan, yeah, just like Bombit Bro mentioned. I don't think bringing back old legendary characters over and over again is going to do good, and it will be beneficial for the game. It is getting old, and this specific operation brought us, expansion brought us almost nothing new about Revan himself. What now? He is reborn with 2 sides, light side Revan and dark side Revan, and what exactly do we get? 2 of them are fighting each other. One of them wants to destroy the Emperor, but is stupid enough to believe that he can do it, and actually we learn that he cannot do it. Yeah, that's a spoiler. Who the hell can destroy the Emperor? Nobody. The light side Revan is going to advise us and guide us very briefly through the Yavin story and inside the Flashpoint, inside the operation. The voiceover of Revan was good, I think. I'm not really sure if 2 different persons were voicing over the light side and the dark side Revans. It did seem so, but the dark side sounded like a completely different actor talking. I tried to discover that and I couldn't. I know that the original Revan has been voiced over by the same person talking behind Johnny Bravo, the legendary weirdo from Cartoon Network's animated series. That's pretty much all I had to say about the story. Next thing is the endgame. The 2 operations are very beautifully designed. I enjoy the challenges. The mechanics are not new. Most of them are just replaced old ones. Just take an old mechanic, place it into a different position on a different kind of boss, and it looks like a new expansion, a new mechanic, but it's not really. Blue circles, purple circles, yellow circles, that's not new. They have borrowed a couple of ideas with those reflecting things on the ground. The word is escaping my mind at the moment, what they're called. projects or something where the mob is supposed to hit you with something, or something from the air is going to drop down in a frontal cone. That's cool, but it's again nothing new. Maybe it's new for our game, but it's not new in general. My nose is getting busy. Next point. Oh yeah, the quality of the operations. Very nicely designed boss fights. The trash in the Ravagers is very fun and entertaining. A little bit laggy in places, especially that last room before Bulo. Wow. I enjoy the fact that we have bosses after one another without trash, and then we have a huge trash pools between the next boss and the one after that. I, I dislike very strongly the fact that the trash in the Temple of Sacrifice combined, every trash pool has more HP, times more HP combined than the next boss that is after that. We spent 3-4 minutes fighting every single trash pool in the first run. Now, of course, it gets easier when you put them together. Just now, these hooves have been there for ages, man. And this one. The design of the temple is very cool. I was hoping for a lot more lore objects inside there. We have 5, if I'm not mistaken. And they're not bad, but I was hoping for a lot more inside the temple, outside of the temple. The lore objects on Yavin 4 are not enough on their own. On Rishi, I haven't discovered all of them. I actually haven't been to 1 or 2 mini areas of Rishi on my Sentinel, so God knows what's there. I know that the Scoundrel quest is there in one of these dark areas that Volk hasn't been to. But Rishi is a very unknown world, and I was really hoping to see a lot more and just thrown at you. You know, they shouldn't make you or force you to go to the distant corner of the Rishi world and click on something and then read. They should have implemented that into the story. Like in the very beginning, they do a very good job introducing you to the native Rishi. You know, that funny guy that thinks you are a pirate, and the voiceover of this guy is awesome. I think it's arguably the best NPC of Rishi and Yavin put together, and maybe the whole expansion. I can't remember his name. You know, the weird bird? The first guy you talk to after you land on Rishi. The flashpoint, insanely boring. Tactical mode has never been a challenge, but in hard mode, I keep hearing, because I did my first hard mode flashpoint yesterday, which was in the end of the 4th week after I had access to Shadow of Revan. And the biggest disappointment was there wasn't new mechanics anywhere in the 2 flashpoints I did. I completed Depths of Mana in hard mode plus the bonus boss, and the other one was Rakata Prime, Legacy of the Rakata. Yeah, I agree about the Dartmar voice. Yeah, and you do have a point there. My idea about the flashpoints, okay, so every single boss had something very slightly changed or bugged, because I do have suspicions that some of the mechanics were bugged. For example, the water puddles on the second boss in Manan don't damage or slow or build your stacks. They do nothing to you unless the flow mechanic comes into play. And we know in tactical mode you are not supposed to stay in those water lakes, whatever you want to call them. So that seems like a bug to me. There is no point removing it and calling it hard mode. It's not harder this way. The damage is very slightly increased, just enough to make it impossible for my current gear to solo. I haven't tried, but it's easy to do a calculation, and I know that it's not enough the gear on my Sentinel and my Healing Companion to solo it. Probably, very likely, the normal bosses will be doable for 2 people. I'm thinking about tank, DPS, and 2 healing companions, or maybe, but that would be with better gear, DPS, which will be Sentinel, most likely, and I'm gonna say Scoundrel Healer, or maybe Commando Healer, without companions. That would be a good challenge. I'm sure one day a complete solo run will be available and doable, but not with the current gear. I don't know, with full 198 set. Some of the bosses could be possible to solo, but most of them will not be. The bonus boss on Manan definitely wasn't available for solo attempts, no. He doesn't do AoE. I've prepared a short video guide for the whole Depths of Manan Flashpoint with the bosses, full playthrough, and the third video for just the bonus boss. So I hope you guys will enjoy it tonight, because they've been scheduled for release around 9 o'clock my time. Let's catch up with the chat, because I don't know if I have something else to cover. With with this expansion there is more lag, absolutely. Yeah, it is the engine. There was a talk, I can't remember who suggested it, yesterday or the day before during my stream, that the alacrity was actually causing the server to break up even more. I'm thinking it was Engage. We talked about that on his TeamSpeak server. So I'm inclined to believe that the new alacrity mechanics might have some kind of a job into bringing more lag to the servers. Maybe just more people playing it, I don't know. There was an influx of players, for example, for each of the latest events. I remember having 15 something instances when the Grey event first appeared. There was no lag on Ilum. Maybe some FPS drop, but there was no server lag, there was no ability delay and anything like that. Bugs. I don't think I've encountered too many bugs. Do you have anything specifically in mind, DK? Well, yeah, so many people haven't seen the game, the expansion yet, for one reason or another, so it might be a spoiler for a lot of them what we're talking about here. Thank you, Wolfguard. That sounds like a very Northern European legendary name. Carlenzo noticing my wolves on my webcam just about 7, 8, 9 months later. Hey Carlenzo, this will be on YouTube, I swear. The design of Moran is very cool. I've always liked the design of the mini planet itself. The music is awesome. It's directly taken from KOTOR, and this was a very right and good decision. What else? The High Bird. You asked that question, I suppose, during my speech about the first NPC you encounter on Rishi. I can't remember his name. There is another bird we encounter after that in the second portion of Rishi, where we have the flashpoint. I don't remember his name either, unfortunately, but he talks a little bit less funny than the first guy. This first one was just hilarious.